Hello traders, welcome again to the weekly Forex Forecast. My name is Gabriel Ojimado and this is the weekly Forex Forecast. We'll start by looking at the economic calendar, and for those who traded last week, you would have noticed how the dollar sold off. Now this is coming on the heels of Jerome Powell on Friday made a statement that it is high time they changed policy about rate cuts. So, and we saw the USD selling off just within the minutes he made those statements. So this week, I will be favoring much of dollar short, and you will see also from our trading systems, this is coming out as one of the best pairs to short. So let's go in on by looking at what we have first on the economic calendar and looking at what are the best pairs to trade for the week. So starting off on Tuesday, we'll see CP consumer confidence affecting the dollar. And on Wednesday, we will see CPI data year in year to affect Australian dollar. And on Thursday, we see prelim CPI for the euro, and then the GDP quarter in quarter affecting USD, and unemployment claims also affecting USD. And on Friday, we'll see CPI flash estimate year in year affecting euro, and GDP data affecting Canadian dollar, and then the core PCE price index, good high impact news affecting USD. Now, going forward to the currency strength meter, we will see here how GBP is coming out to be the strongest pair into the week on a forward-looking basis. So GBP coming out with a score of plus 2.9 from 1.1 from last week. We also see euro gain further strength from last week, from 1.5 on the previous week to 1.9, and then Swiss franc also gaining some strength there. We see here also NZD, made some good positive gain from negative 1.7 to negative 0.2. So it's not coming out as one of the pairs I'm going to be focused on. Pairs I'm going to be looking at, Japanese yen. On Friday as well, we saw that the Japanese Bank of Japan governor also made a statement that they are going to continue hiking interest rates. Okay, so that gives a good outlook for the Japanese yen, to gain more strength. So this week, when it begins to break the key levels, that's why I put it here on orange color, not yet on the green side. So once I begin to see Japanese yen breaking those key levels, Japanese pairs rather, breaking those key levels, I'll be happy to jump in on trades that has Japanese yen on it, because it's forecasted to gain more strength into the week. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and USD are my best short pairs going into the week. And concluding with the best pairs, top Forex setups for me, I'm going to be looking at Euro pairs, GBP pairs, and Swiss franc. And of course, keep an eye on Japanese yen also, and that will be AUD, JPY, CAD JPY, USD JPY, to go short on them once those key levels begin to break down. So let's start by going to the chart and looking at what these pairs, how the setups are looking up with price action, and which should inform our trade decisions as market resumes. So let's start by going straight into the chart. And as always, we'd like to start by looking at the dollar index. So let's go to hourly time frame. So on Friday, you will see sometime around 15 o'clock, we saw this sell-off began as Jerome Powell began to make statements that September rate cuts should resume, and that saw the dollar selling off. So going back to the dailies, you see that we're already touching the last low. You see that? So I want to believe that we should have some level of correction as the week resumes, and then we will look forward to going further short on the dollar pairs. Okay, this is the dollar index. So across board, I want to believe that we should see some level of correction. But if price should break past this last low, then it means also that the next low we'll be looking at will be somewhere here. So the target will be somewhere around the 99.36 level. So starting off with Euro AUD, let's okay, I have it here already. So on Euro AUD, I'm looking to go long on this pair, but I have to be cautious, waiting for price to break some of this key level. Now you will notice that from last week, some of the pairs we traded are also reappearing as the best pairs to trade into this week. So bravo to all who took those trades. They really performed really well from the forecast we had. So on AUD, Euro AUD, now on the bigger picture, what you see is that we had this breakout from the channel, and the price has actually reached the profit target for this breakouts. Okay, now what we're looking at with the market setups, there is the potential that, you know, we will have further push or further rally to the upside, but we have to be careful and wait for price action to show us that these things are ripe for us to enter those positions. So my advice to all who follow this channel is to wait for price to give us those significant breakouts above this key level. Let me give it to you. So if price breaks above this level, then this would be a good place to look for long position into the next high, and that high is at the 1.67467 level. So we could get new lower high here, and then that becomes the new level place to look for your breakout. Okay, so traders, if you've been following this channel, I want to trust you already know how to trade those setups. Next is Eurocard. Eurocard, also looking to go long on Eurocard. Well, let's pull it up. Just a moment. Sometimes these things get to hide. All right, so there we are. So on Eurocard, this was one pair from last week, and guys, we had a very fantastic breakout to the upside. So if you traded this pair last week, you should be in the money right now. So kudos to you, but we have more potential to the upside. So if you go down to lower time frames, you will see where the money is lying out. So we have to wait for, I think it's already breaking out. So we see the breakout is already happening. So at the moment, guys, I would like to see further rally to the upside. Okay, further rally to the upside. First target will be at the last high at the 1.51747 level. So this is just a little bit about 54 pips higher, and then the next target will be at the 1.52201 level. We already see that breakout happening, and it's happening with a very strong candle. If you zoom in closely, you will see the break above this lower high resistance. You know, it's already happening with this. So we've had the breakout from this symmetrical triangle. Okay, so the breakout has occurred, the evidence is there, we have the retest, and now we're pushing back towards the new the technical targets for having this kind of a breakout. So guys, that's it. That was one of the trades from last week. Now next is Euro USD, and this is one fantastic trade again, I think from last week. Euro USD, where is it? Okay, I see it down here. So Euro USD momentum so strong. We already see we had the breakout from last week. Now if you recall, this was where last week began. I've already deleted some of the key targets, so those were already smashed. I think 2 targets we had, it's already smashed. Now if you look closely, you will see on the daily time frame that there is huge potential, I mean, to the upside. So here we have another breakout from a very technical setup here, and this is this is a symmetrical triangle, or yeah, so the breakout in this case is happening to the upside. So our targets, next technical target, just to be conservative, should be at the last high. Now the original technical target for this is somewhere around here. So, but I would like to be very conservative on this, not forgetting that with the kind of you know, rally we had from last week, I will expect some level of retracement. Okay, I would like to expect some level of retracement, and that's why I pulled out my Fibonacci tool here. So any retracement towards the 23 down to 50 percent fib level will be a good place to look for bullish setups to go further long, you know, to the upside. All right, so traders, watch out for those corrections into this key level, and then we target. Now the target right now, this target on the weekly time frame is so high. So on the conservative level, what I would like to target is the last technical target here, which is the last high. And so this will be a very good risk to reward ratio if we can wait for price to make some correction into the 23 or 38 or 50 fib level ratio. You can set your next targets towards the 1.1273 level. So once we're getting those retracement, don't forget, guys, what you will see or notice is that price will begin to form something like this. So this will give us a good place to look for, you know, those resistance, lower highs, and when price begins to break above those resistance levels, that marks your good entry points. Next on the list is Great Britain pounds, and now we'll be looking up GBP AUD, GBP CAD, and GBP NZD. So starting with GBP AUD, okay, GBP AUD, just a moment. All right, there you are. So on GBP AUD, I'm looking to go long on this. From last week, we're already breaking the last highs on this. Yeah, just take a look at this. So we're already breaking the last high, which is the resistance. So any further correction on this pair will give a better risk to reward ratio towards the next target, and that target is somewhere here. So this is a very key point to look out for our next target. Now take a look at what we have. If you look at it on a weekly time frame, you will see that we're pulling higher. Price has been on the trend here has been very solid. So we're having new highs, new lows, new higher highs, new higher lows. Take a look at this. It's created a new higher high. So there is further push to the upside. So I'm still bullish on this pair or do nothing. So any setup I see to the upside will be a good or fantastic place, you know, to look for new rallies. Now, take a look at this. I wanted to show you something here, which is I saw it during the analysis. So if you look closely here, you find out that we're already having a breakout on this channel. So, and what we see now is just a correction and a retest. So right now it's looking to be a good place to look for an entry. And also, if you pull up your Fibonacci tool from here to the swing low to the swing high, you see it's also corresponding to the 38 to 50. Probably will get further retracements into the 61.8 Fibonacci levels, and then we can it corresponds also to the pullback we're seeing on this pair. So this presents us a good entry position. You could be conservative on your profit target because this next key target is over 300 pips. So best thing to do is to take a look at where your stop loss should be, which should be at the low. So this is about 166 pips, and target at least 2 times that. So that's about 300 pips. So still falls within this level. So all things are setting up, gearing up towards the same target. Okay. Next is GBP CAD, Great Britain pounds against Canadian dollar. Let's pull that out. Just a moment. There you are. So GBP CAD's fantastic trade from last week. We used the Fibonacci expansion tool. We're able to spot where if we get a breakout, because last week started here, this was where we did that measurement from the swing low to the swing high. Then you take a measurement to the pullback level, and we got it exactly to be here. So we said once market resumes on Monday from last week, which resumed here, once we see a breakout from this level, it presents us a good opportunity to go long into the next expansion level. That's Fibonacci expansion level. And you see that we achieved that target. So this is not going to be a very fantastic trade for me because we're almost at the final take profit level, which is about 32 pips to the target. So what I would like to see is if we get some level of correction. So let's take out the fib expansion tool and now get a good level. If we can get a pullback into the 38 down to the 61.8 Fibonacci levels, now this will present us a good place to go long into the final key target of 1.78763 level. So I'm not so gonna be heavy on this pair GBP card until I see that pullback, happening. Okay. And last on the list here on Great Britain pound is GBP USD. So fantastic breakout. You can see that breakout there really, really strong on the daily time frame. You can see it really clearly. Okay. So what I want to see on this pair is again some level of correction, but I don't believe price will correct into the 38.2 or 50 levels. But as I showed you at the start of this presentation, the dollar is expected to have some level of correction. Okay. After touching the last low, we expect this to act as a very key support, and we should get that bounce back. So that bounce back will present us with the needed retracement into this key level, but we'll see how it plays out. This retracement is over 150 pips. So let's see if that's going to play out, okay? Because ultimately, we should see the breakaway from this channel achieving the target at 1.3607 level, okay? We'll see how this plays out. Now, that's it for GBP pairs. Next on the line is Swiss franc pair. So we'll start by looking at AUD Swiss franc. AUD Swiss franc, and on this pair we're looking to go short. Now with the Bank of Japan governor releasing statements or indicative that they are going to continue to hike interest rates, so this should no, sorry, I'm mixing it up now. This is AUD Swiss franc. So from last week we were looking at price getting up to this level to short, and exactly at those levels we began to see a break in structure. So you notice we have been having this new higher highs, new higher lows, but from this point we began to see this break in structure. So right about now I'm looking for price selling. So anything from here, set your stop loss at the last high here. As market resumes, anywhere from this point will be a good place to look for short, and you can target the last low as your target, first target. So this is about 59 pips. That's good money there, good banking of pips if you can take that short position. So AUD Swiss franc, I'm looking to go short on it. Next is CAD Swiss franc. So CAD Swiss franc, just a moment, let me get it out. Canadian dollar Swiss franc. So already we see the break in structure. So the uptrend has already failed, and now we're looking for price to achieve the technical target for these breakouts, which I've already given to be 0.62214 level. So this is very conservative, and it's not presenting us with optimal risk to reward ratio in a case you're going to enter this trade from this point, because that breakout happened from last week. Okay, so not so much of a good risk to reward ratio, but then anyone can still go down to lower time frame and search to find good entry points for them. Okay, so next on the line is USD Swiss franc, and that's the last for Swiss franc pair. So already on this pair we see that the target is almost hit. The target has been for price to make a correction into the 61.8. That has already happened. Okay, and now the final target is for price to take out the last low. So again, this is not giving a very good risk to reward ratio. So for me, I like to see price take out the last low, and that's why I marked it at the closing price here. So that level is 0.84129 level. So it's not presenting a good risk to reward ratio. So traders, you can go down to lower time frame and find out fantastic entry points, like you can see here. So if we get some level of retracement as we anticipate on the dollar, so that will present a good entry into the target of 0.8412. So as on the dollar index, if we get that retracement, before it takes out the last high, we should see that flag, bearish flag pattern break, and it will give us a good place to set our stop loss, and we set our targets at the 0.84 129 level. And last on the list, which is Japanese yen, which I'll just be keeping an eyes on. Let's start with AED JPY. And not forgetting, we said Japanese yen are looking to continue the tightening of interest rates. So if you look closely, you're going to see that price has just been ranging and seemingly looking to break structure. So I'm going to be really bearish on this. We've been anticipating this. So price retrace after the rally trade spike we had on Japanese yen. Market has been able to retrace into the 38, couldn't make it up to the 50% fib ratio. So any moment from now, we should begin to see those sell-off. And we can see that the patterns are forming. If you take this to lower time frame, you will begin to see those triangular patterns, forming there. So you have to be careful to be sure that price breaks those key levels, and then you can, this will inform you or give you a better risk to reward ratio and a place to set your stop loss for this trade. So next is Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. So I'm going to be objective on these trades until they begin to break key levels. I'll do nothing on them. But general, the rule for me on Japanese yen is that since they're going to keep tightening interest rates, so this means more strength for Japanese yen. So I'm looking for short or sell positions. So you can see that the setups are all looking really nice for selling opportunities there. Sorry, I think I should do this with trend lines. So you will see that we're having even more or less something looking like a head and shoulder pattern here. So once we begin to see the break from this structure, my first target is around the 104.810. But don't forget, guys, this should be follow through once the price actions begin to show signals of a break below the structures. And lastly, United States dollar, Japanese yen. So this one is much more very, very clear here. We already have, those pullback playing out really nice. So we had the breakout from the channel. We got the pullback into this key level. This key level, I recall, it's also corresponding to FIB 38.6 level. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, I recall this trade when I did this analysis. So you see using the FIB, let me take this out. So we had the sell-off from the carry trade. Market retreats back into the 38.2 FIB level, and we began to see rapid sell-off on that. So if we see yet another correction, this will present us a good opportunity to short again into the last low of 142.48 level. So traders, this is where I'll draw the curtain. So don't forget to apply proper risk management to all trades. Be sure to get your confirmation, set your stop loss, and win those pips. All right, so until next week, this way I'll draw the curtain. Do have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.